Hey, this ain't a drill. Only time I'm playing is on the field. And when I'm on the field, no, I got mad skills. And you know we bout to eat this a fast meal. Y'all gotta pay for this heat like a gas bill. We keep on coming back, so yeah, they mad still. Everyone sick, make them pay with some bad bills. Red, white, and blue like Superman, so you know we eating at the Super Bowl. Kill the competition, set up the funeral. Josh Allen catching all the shots you go for. We callin' blitz. Ready to start, we ain't calling no quits. I'm the #1 draft pick. A lot of y'all talk, but I ain't hearing it. Only listen to Keon and talk about the Bills dominating on the field. All our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill when we talk about the Bills. Dominating on the field, and our players got them skills. Buffalo gon' make a kill.
What's going on? Welcome back to another live episode of the Post Podium Podcast, home of the all truth, no sodium takes. I am your co-host, Aramis.
You ready for it?
Let's do it.
40 keys, baby. 40 keys. Go ahead, yo.
Oh my gosh, bro. I'll never get used to that. Hey, I'm in the building.
See, he make it look so easy.
I'm gonna do it one day. She's gonna mess his mind up.
Oh, and a small announcement. You big upcoming event for your boy. Finna be 22.
Ooh, popping collars.
22. The deuce.
The deuce.
Yeah.
Popping collars.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, congratulations. Early congratulations. Anyway. Yeah, that's what's up. So right off the bat, we got a couple of we got one comment. What's going on, Thomas? What up, D? Let's tap this one real quick. We don't have to get into the subject completely, but Thomas asked, "What's up, y'all?" He said, "Is it true that Keon only gets open when going against lower tier DBs? Dan Fates and Jenna Contrell said he's locked down and can't get open when Benford or Trey is on him." What are your thoughts, bro? You want me to go?
Go ahead.
No. Well, no, I don't think it has anything to do with the guys he's going to. I think it's probably more so the routes that he's running with the guys that we're talking about. Obviously, we know he can't separate. We know he's not that fast, and we're gonna get it. I mean, I think the thumbnail is what I saw earlier, 100%. So we're gonna get into it for sure a little later. Because I did have some thoughts on him, but no, I don't think it's just that those guys are who he's playing against, and I'm fine with him not being able to get separation or get off on those guys because this is training camp, and I don't think that's a big deal because he said he had some good reps, some good days today, and a great day yesterday. So. I have a lot of thoughts on that, so we'll just park that for now.
All right, cool. I'm with it. I agree. We got some data to back up all the stuff that we're gonna say, but for those of you just tuning in, all 123 of you might be wrong about Trey White and Keon Coleman. You just might be. So you might want to stick with us to find out why later on in the show. We usually like to let a bunch of people get in here first before we really start hitting the main topic of the show. But we got a bunch of other stuff coming. Steve says completely wrong about what? If you get beat by Keon, you a third-tier scrub. If you can't beat Trey White or Benford, you a third-tier scrub. Elite players show you who Trey, Keon, and Benford are. I mean, say it with your chest.
We don't need to know what Steve that is. We know who that is already. Without fail, we know who that is.
Was that Steve Lynn?
Oh, yeah. You already know. Oh, you know.
Can't even see the comments. Know who it is.
I know. Let me guess. I know that's Steve Lynn right at the back.
Let me take a quick hunch on this one.
What up, Tommy? What's going on? All right. So let's get to stuff we heard. I mean, we didn't get a chance to really recap the collusion scandal. Now there's this whole new aspect of the scandal where I guess apparently there's people in the NFLPA that were like taking money that they weren't supposed to be taking. Did you hear about that?
Not that, but I'm sure I'm not surprised.
So and let me see if I can pull this up. NFLPA execs taking money. Let's just see what comes up with that. Okay, so the incident was in February during the NFLPA summit. In the report, ESPN states that Howell accompanied 2 union employees to the Magic City Strip Club for an outing that included $2,426 in charges, including cash withdrawals ranging from $200 to $525 from a club ATM. You know what that was for.
They want to make it rain.
They wanted to not only make it rain, but they wanted that VIP room in the back. They wanted that private dance.
Yeah, what the boys say, no sex in the champagne room.
I'm sorry, you paying $5.25, bro.
That's very exact, isn't it? I gotta get $527.50 out of this thing.
Yeah, so you know what? I think this kind of just goes to show, if you do anything to essentially bite the hand that feeds you, they will find a way to pour the ish back onto you.
I will find you.
You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the initial aspect of this collusion scandal was I guess the initial impression of it was these NFL owners are putting this NFL the head of the NFLPA, Howell, they're putting him in a position where he's got to accept this deal or he might lose his job.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that sheds a particular light on Howell as him being the victim and the owners of the NFL kind of being the big bully, right? The big, the big bad money grubbing owners that just want to, have everything for themselves and not share with anybody, right?
Yeah.
And then like literally not even 2 weeks later, here's this other, oh, by the way, this guy took his friends out to a strip club and spent money that was for the NFLPA. Not that there's no discretionary funds at all in that budget. We don't talk about that, right? Mm-mm. But he spent company money on Magic City. He went to a strip club.
Well, I would have said Magic City. That's got to be like an amusement park or something, right?
It's definitely some amusement going on in that place. There's gonna be people sitting down watching people going, oh. but I mean, I think it's really funny watching how all this stuff, just keeps, in a sense.
This always happens. When something comes out, some words comes out, and they start naming people like, oh, hold on a second.
Right. Hold on a second. You got me in trouble. Now I'm gonna get you in trouble. It's weird like that.
Yeah, I mean, you see that all across the board. You see that with well, I won't say there is a person everybody knows, but then there's Puff Daddy. There is other guys who people are really scared of certain things coming out. People that should be scared of certain things coming out, and this is this is the reason why. Because I'm going to say you do something general, you say, oh yeah, but I'm gonna double down. Guess what? I got a checkmate for your butt, and that's what you see. Yeah. So, I mean, look, I think at the end of the day, we have to continue to make sure we take everything in context, because as much as we want to, as much as we want to start to lean on Howell, this is exactly Joe, you a trip. I know. I was like, so as much as we want to kind of lean on the latest news and let that kind of change the aspect or change the perspective, this is just how news goes, and this is what happens in politics all the time. The politicians and the teams that they work with, the PR teams and all that stuff, their number one goal is to make sure that the latest news is the only news you believe, right? And looking at this, yeah, it looks bad, but guess who else went to do something with some naked females around? Robert Kraft. Like we just forget that this man was going to rubbing tugs behind, in some small plaza around the corner from the stadium. Yep. Like this stuff happens at the highest level and every level down. It's just what, like, people with money are gonna do weird and crazy stuff. It is what it is, but it only applies to people that they wanted to apply to. Because I mean, like I said, when I go to work at night, I tell you, I thought about it. I interact with how many people a day? How many of these guys that I've interacted with have committed a crime? The utmost crimes, and I can't say what crime I'm talking about on YouTube, I'm sure, but I'm not going to do. But you can get it. But there's you never know what people really are capable of, and it should never be a shock when you find out what people are capable of. Yep. Especially people with money, people that have the resource and access to things that the most common people don't. So these things are like, this is kind of why I take the stance of, when everybody's like, oh, the bills, you see them, like, but I don't know them. We talk. I've had pleasantries. I've had guys that I didn't really care for, and people that know. But at the back of your mind, the person you might like the most is the one that might have the most heinous background, the most skeletons in the closet, if you will. So I try to take everybody even keel. The ones that are buttholes, they're buttholes, but whatever. They might be the nice ones to people that they're friends with. They're nice ones to people that they know. And they just look at public servants like us and say, you know what, these guys are below me, so I'm not going to give them me, which is fine. You know, I can have my opinion of you. I don't wish any ill on you, but it wasn't a good interaction, whoever that may be.
No, that's exactly right, bro. I think when we're talking about this is the hard part. So when you're in a position to be responsible for people, and you know this, you're a supervisor. I've been a supervisor before. When you're in a position to be responsible for people, there's this kind of unspoken expectation that if you're going to lead people, you got to be above reproach.
Right.
And I think that's in a lot of ways a very lost art in today's leadership, just in general, like in jobs, in sports, like leadership is just very different from when Ray Lewis and Brian Urlacher were here, and the Brian Dawkinses of the world were in locker rooms, or Irving Fryers, and you know what I'm saying? Like there were like real men that were like, you know, they owned their faults, and they didn't lead from a place of I'm perfect. They led from a place of I'm going to do my best to be the example that I expect from all of you. You know what I'm saying? And I think what frustrates me about a lot of the stuff that we've been seeing in the NFL lately is a lot of it is, you know, as much as we wanted to poo-poo on Deshaun Watson rather, for what he did. I mean, you got NFLPA guys going to strip clubs and probably doing a lot of the same stuff that Deshaun Watson was doing. You got Robert Kraft going to the shop to get the red light special. And I mean, we can't just think that Robert Kraft is the only owner to ever have done that. I mean, Jerry Jones, is he married? How has he survived this whole time?
No way.
There's
no way. Yeah.
Right. But like, that's kind of my point, is like, we can't just have these assumptions that because guys are wearing a suit that they're above reproach. You know what I'm saying? I think at the end of the day, the reason why we take the hard road and try to talk about the truth all the time is because of the fact that nobody wants to have these difficult conversations about very real things going on in sports. You know what I'm saying? It's nice to feel really good and really hopeful for your team. Right. But there's some really weird stuff that happens with all these millionaires and billionaires in the NFL. And nobody wants to crack that nut because they don't want to have to deal with a lot of the same stuff that they deal with in their regular everyday lives.
Yeah, stuff I can't comprehend. I don't want to.
Right.
You know, I remember growing up, you know, we all want to be athletes. We all want to be singers. We all want to be, you know, whatever. And you don't think about being an actor, what comes with it. You don't think about the clique, the social circles. You don't teach your kids that, because we didn't know that until social media came out. We didn't know that until, you know, people go on trial. We didn't know what really happens until people start talking out.
Yep.
And you know, when I was a kid, all I wanted to do was play basketball. I didn't care about partying and girls. I didn't care about that. I just want to play ball.
Yep.
But that's what comes with it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of glad that. Well, I shouldn't say I'm glad what happened to my knee happened, but I'm glad that I didn't go that route, you know, because that wasn't me anyway. I could see I'd be the biggest square in the world, almost AC Green level, almost AC Green level. But, you know, it's like I had that when I was in high school where I had to like lie to try to fit in, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, you go to these uppers. I saw something where a girl was talking about LeBron. She's like, something about she was calling him a cheater. And third, she's like, he was eyeing me the whole time at the game. I'm like, whatever, you know, but.
Did he say something to you?
Probably not.
Did he talk to you after the game?
I doubt it.
Right.
You know, but
so what are we talking about?
But you get that social media, so now it raises an eye.
Exactly.
You know, so it's like, okay, everything is social media driven now. Nobody knew what Jordan did, Kareem did, Wilt did, and all the people. Well, we knew what Wilt did because Wilt told us, but the rest of the guys, nobody else cared. You know, so it's like, all right, we're sleeping in the rug. They'll find out when I'm dead.
Right.
You know, but now the social media and the advent of quick communication, word gets out fast. It sucks, and that's why these kids got to keep everything close to chest and buttoned up and be living on up and up.
Wow, I didn't know this. Thank you, Steve. He says Howell also works for a group that bids on owning NFL teams, so lots of conflicts of interest. Yeah, I mean that's weird. He's the head of the NFLPA, but he's basically working with owners for ownership of teams. I mean, there's a very thin line that he's on at that point. I wouldn't say it's a blatant conflict of interest, but in a lot of ways, there's definitely overlapping areas of responsibility there that he shouldn't be involved in.
Be tough.
Yeah. Roy says rub and tugs used to be relatively inexpensive, probably not so much anymore. Let's be real, Roy. You didn't mean to say probably. You know they're not that inexpensive anymore. You know, just be honest. Joey says, isn't that what happened to Urban Meyer when he went to coach the Jaguars? He was strip club in her doing there doing crazy stuff. Yeah, exactly. And we vilified the dude for that. Meanwhile, Robert Kraft gets off with
just being a creepy old dude.
Right. It's a creepy old dude. And Bill Belichick gets to walk around with a 24-year-old. Nobody bats an eye at that.
Well, I mean, you know why he can do that?
Why?
Because the boy over in Las Vegas got that girl.
Who?
Mark Davis got that girl, old helmet head, got the young girl.
Oh, for real?
She didn't know I was a billionaire. Dude, look at you.
Yeah.
Look at you.
Who walks around with hair like that?
You got a Lego helmet. Everything about you is wrong. She definitely knew you were a billionaire.
Not a Lego
Even
helmet.
if she didn't know, she looked at you, was like,
she's like,
he
got to have money.
You know?
How did he survive?
Not the Lego helmet.
Tell him
Lego
tell him.
Have you seen Mark Davis? No. Okay,
Look
Junie,
him up.
Google Mark Davis haircut first, and then put the camera on you so we can see your reaction.
Yeah, we'll keep talking while you do that. Because I need to see it.
Who?
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis.
Mark Davis. So look up Google Mark Davis haircut. And then as soon as you got it, let me know. All right. So real quick, Titans waive former first round pick Traylon Burks.
I saw that. They were waiting for a reason. look at his face. Look at his face.
What's wrong, Judy? What's wrong, bro?
He like, what is that?
Show the folk. Show the folk. You got it on your phone? Show the folk what it look like. What is that? What is that?
Oh man.
Yeah.
He got the bowl with the mullet to the coonskin cap. He just all bad.
Bro, I'm lost for words.
No, look up his girlfriend. You ain't gotta do it on just look at Mark Davis' girlfriend now. You're gonna like, how does this work? How does this work?
I mean, listen, you got billions of dollars, bro. You can walk around like that and it don't matter.
His girlfriend?
Yeah.
What else we got?
You said Tavoni, you said he don't know about the Mark.
Do not put the camera on you for that one.
Yeah, no, please don't. Bro, what? That's a model.
But the thing, exactly. He said she didn't know he had money. She just doesn't like him for his smile.
Yeah, okay.
Smile?
She was saying dollar signs the whole time. Sorry.
Steve Noble said Mark Davis look, and even more deranged Chucky. Yeah, him and Gruden were a perfect match.
Yeah. Videsh says Dallas had their own White House in Texas.
69?
They did.
What?
He's 69.
Oh, yeah, he's 69 years old. Yeah.
How old is she?
24, 25.
Yeah.
Like that.
Oh my God.
Rocking. So imagine you dating like Pam Grier or something.
I would never date somebody that's younger than me.
You don't know who Pam Grier is.
Don't even ask me that.
That's the person I can come up with real fast.
I don't even want to look at it. No, just
no, Pam Grier is okay. But yeah, that one
don't matter.
I mean, you're right, because I wouldn't let her in the house either.
Joey says, like that rookie quarterback Travis Hunter, he gets a deal and his wife leaves him.
Yep. You heard about that?
What?
Yeah, she's like, I'm not happy. I'm unhappy. She posts on social media while she's crying. I'm just not happy.
I knew that was coming.
We all knew that was coming.
Didn't they just get married like 3 weeks ago?
Yes, they did.
Wow.
But when I said it was a mistake, people want to come like, yo, leave him alone.
Exactly. They wanted to poo-poo on you for saying
right. I'm like, no, we'll revisit.
Right. Here we go. She didn't waste no time.
Nope. As soon as he got the bag.
She like literally just passed the legal threshold of marriage.
As soon as he got the bag.
Got the first check? All right, I'm not feeling this anymore.
I gotta. He was cheating. He was dancing in practice. I can't do this. This isn't me.
Yo, this might be the one and only time that Kyle Brandt was wrong, where a player got married and did not have a career year.
I forgot about that.
This might be it, because he cited Travis Hunter in that same study that he did, where every player in the NFL that's gotten married had a career year the following year.
Oopsie daisy.
This is, I mean, obviously there's this caveat of he got divorced in the same year, but I don't imagine maybe
They might work it out.
I've seen Aaron Rodgers have some weird relationships too. He might be. We got to check that situation and see how that goes from time to time.
They might work it out.
when
when their counsel says you're not entitled to any money because you haven't been on. It's like, wait, what?
Oh, right,
Travis, let's work this out. I'm like, man, watch out.
I don't think he put any language in there like that though. He couldn't have to get married that fast.
I don't know what the legal. Are you entitled to day one?
What? They're in Florida.
Now we gotta do his research.
I know. I kind of want to. I really kind of want to.
Thomas Stable said he did it to himself. Everyone tried to warn him. Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah. How long do you have to be married? Ooh, wait.
In Florida to take him to the cleaners. I mean,
the what?
Florida.
Hold on.
To take him to the cleaners.
Before you can divorce.
That was a nice way of saying it.
I guess.
Before you can
We can wipe them out.
There is no minimum marriage duration in Florida.
Wow.
So a couple can file for divorce regardless of how long they've been married. However, the length of the marriage can be a factor in determining alimony. So, boom.
There you go.
3 weeks. That's not long enough to establish what do they call it? A something of care, like a status of care, like a mode of, like, you know what I mean, like a
contingency of care or something like that.
No, it's just like okay, so if my wife is used to me taking care of her in a certain way, if we get divorced, I still got to be responsible for taking care of her in a certain way. Well,
standard of living, huh? Standard of living.
Yeah, there you go, standard of living.
And the sucky thing is, and this is where NILs are going to bite you in the butt, because guess what? She was there when he got those.
Ooh, yeah, because
they bought a house together. They bought a mansion together.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I seen it.
They bought a mansion when he was in college. Remember I threw a fit about it on the show?
Oh, my God.
That's how much NIL they're getting. He bought a mansion. He got her like $130,000 car for the wedding.
Yes. It was like a G-Wagon.
Yeah.
He done. She getting all of that.
She's getting all of it.
She is getting all of that.
It's crazy.
Wow.
You know,
So I mean, technically, well, I don't know. I guess we'd have to figure that out, because like if it, I don't know if you can count what happened before you were married.
I don't.
Yeah. Well, if somebody knows, let us know.
I think you can though.
Really?
Yeah, I think you can. That's what, if you don't sign a prenup, I think you can.
Wow. So she gonna get them good.
Yeah, she was there for all that.
Yeah,
she gonna get them good.
Yeah, man.
Wow. Zoomer, what up?
And Shada said Florida has some backwards ass laws. I know a guy who got arrested and charged with assault with a banana in Pasco County, Florida.
For real.
That's tough. That's real tough. I'm staying in New York.
All right, so let's see. Shadows, what's going on? It says Florida has some has backwards laws. I know a guy who got arrested and charged with assault with a banana in Pasco
County, Florida.
Oh, Pasco County, Florida. Mm-hmm. Assault with a banana? Like
probably threw it
or smacked them with it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you smack somebody with a banana,
I challenge you to a duel at that point.
I think the person that gets slapped with a banana needs to go to jail.
Somebody got to go.
How you let somebody slap you with a banana?
What, does it break open and a banana come out?
Yo, if you end up getting slapped with a banana and some of it spooges out on your cheek, bro,
you gotta walk around with that.
It's over. Yeah. You might as well turn around and put your hands behind your back. Like you about to go to the clink. It's over for you.
Thomas Stable had it right. Yeah, the clink. I mean, he said he called Fred Sanford. He said he called Travis Hunter the big dummy.
You big dummy.
You big dummy.
Joey says when she gets that check from Travis Hunter and she sees that there's not enough zeros, she's gonna know she screwed herself. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because everything that the NIL checks weren't game checks. He got that all at once.
Mm-hmm.
So they had that in the right. They had that in the bank.
Mm-hmm.
You get that all in one shot.
Mm-hmm.
And the NFL is game checks.
Yep.
You get your signing bonus up front, but it's going to be significantly less than what the NIL stuff was.
Yep.
You know, I mean,
it's tough.
Sheesh. I mean, as disrespectful as that is, she probably could have played that a little bit smarter.
Yeah.
You know, but again,
dumb.
Maybe it was just so bad. He was so stupid as a husband, it broke her.
He keeps dancing.
Damn it, I can't deal with this anymore.
He keeps dancing. Why does he keep dancing? They're making fun of him. I gotta go.
You look like an idiot on the field. I can't take this more. I gotta go.
Yeah,
I need a divorce.
They said he was getting under a lot of people's skin. I was like, man. I was like, yo, how already? Because he keeps dancing. Like, yo, they said Brian Thomas, he had to tell him, yo, chill.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on with you, man? I mean, I get you, you're having fun and all this, but you know, it better translate. You better be able to turn it off at some point.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
but I mean, I wanted to ask you the Traylon Burks thing, because we tapped on that for like
off, yeah.
1/10 of a second. So, okay. Traylon Burks or Keon Coleman? Come on, talk
Sign me up. Keon Coleman.
Really?
It's not even a question.
What did Burks run? He ran a 4.5. Right?
I don't even care.
Why?
Because he got to practice. Remember, he was out of breath. He almost passed out of his first practice. They all said he was bad. Now he has a collarbone break, and they cut him right away. They were waiting for a reason to get rid of this dude. They didn't want. They were like, yo, how can we finagle this? We got to figure out how to get them off the team.
They popped the bottle when you broke his collarbone.
They were like, they're like, hey! Oh, you okay?
Yeah, right.
It's probably one of his own coaches that hit him.
As soon as he gets home, he gets a phone call. Hey, listen, don't worry about coming back at all.
Yeah, we don't need you.
Oh my gosh. Shada says, I just read an article today. Coleman has been very inconsistent in camp. We are going to get to that. I promise you.
Yeah, that's the meat potato. We were just waiting for the numbers to pop up a little bit. So for the guys that's sitting around this show, the whole show isn't going to be just us laughing. And probably me, but you know, we're just trying to get in so people can get in and comment. You know, on time and not have to catch up and not interface with us.
That's all it is. D says you're only entitled to assets after you get married. Anything before the marriage, you're not entitled to.
I don't know. That's just a New York thing. I know that's how it is here, but I'm not sure.
Yep.
So I haven't had to deal with that. So yes, I'll agree.
Yep. I mean, there's loopholes around all.
That's exactly.
But he's got enough money to pay the right lawyer to find that stuff out. So
he's going to dance around it, literally.
Yep. All right.
So, what you got?
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna say, okay. So my negative for today.
Okay.
I saw a teaser for Hard Knocks.
Oh no.
Yeah, I saw a teaser for Hard Knocks.
Okay.
And in one of the clips on there was a young JA-17. I'm gonna start calling him Joshua Patrick Allen, because he can't have any nicknames.
What?
He was so. I mean, he said, we're going to do everything we can to bring a Lombardi to Western New York. We're going to do everything we can to bring a Lombardi.
No, you're not.
He said it just like this. But see, that's my point. Like, this is a hype piece. And the way he said it was, Josh Allen, we're going to do everything we can to bring. No, I need fire. I want something to motivate me, to pump me. It left me feeling flaccid. It left me on dry. It left me bad. Right?
I was soft.
I was like, yo. I said,
He was what?
I said, my leader. I need my leader to set the tone.
Yeah.
I don't need him to foam at the mouth. I don't need, but now you're the leader. You're the guy. This is unequivocally your team now, right? I want you to come out there and say, you know what? This is a year. They doubt, like they doubted us. This is it. Stick and splice it together any way they need to do it. This is all about rah-rah propaganda. That's what Hard Knocks is for.
Yep.
And for that to be a soundbite, man, start over. Do it again. We're gonna try. I don't want to try, even though you might not do it. We're back. You know, or who is it? Who is it that I'm back? Okay, Cam Newton. Something like that. I'm back. Something just grab me. Deion Dawkins would have been good for that.
Yeah.
Who else? I'm trying to think. Do we even have anybody else that would be good for that? Spencer Brown chugging a beer or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's so meek and mild. We know you're talented. We know you're great. But now it's time to puff your chest up. It's time, because I was listening to the radio this morning, and they were talking to a guy that's from Rochester that was filming, or he's a director or producer or whatever. And he was which I knew. He was talking about, you're gonna have a lot of not Isaiah McKenzie, KJ Hamler.
Mm-hmm.
He said, because that dude, he talks a lot. We mic'd him up because he talks a lot.
KJ Hamler
KJ Hamler. And Dorothy, you listening? KJ Hamler and Christian Benford got into it today in a one-on-one. In a one-on-one, they were like they said they were joining each other. Like they said, KJ said, do it again. He called him out. He said, on the line again, right?
Wow.
And they wouldn't let him go right away, but they paired him up again later in that same drill.
Yeah.
And he ran a route and he caught the ball. But they said, whatever it was, yeah. But that's the fire I'm looking for. That do it again. You know, I want to hear right here. Line up. Who is it? Was it Ocho Cinco was talking about? No, come on, boy. Right here, right on this line, right here, right here. That's where I want you. Oh yeah, that's where I want you. That's what I. But see, that's what gets you fired up.
Yeah.
On top of seeing the bill, because it's something new. We ain't seen the Bills do that in forever. Even when Stephon did, we never saw that. He was always quiet. You know, we had all these. LaShawn McCoy, he talked. You know, they talked, but they weren't really showing us that they enjoy what they're doing. You know, they love playing football, but they don't enjoy all aspects of it.
Yeah.
You know, and if they do, it's not the way I'm used to it. And it's fine. Yes.
Yes. Appreciate that, Steve.
Yes.
Oh my God.
See, that's what I'm saying. He said, yo, folks, we back in this beat. That's what I want Josh to say.
There we go.
I want Josh to say one thing where they bleep him out. He said, I'm trying not to curse too much because my parents are watching. Bam. Bam. Just let it go. You're 29 years old, married, gonna have kids at some point.
Yeah.
Let it fly. Let your hair. What they gonna do? Spank you?
Yeah.
You paying for their farm. They better not. No, bite the hand that feeds them.
Right.
So let loose. Have fun. You know, I know I don't want to see any more of this. I don't want that.
Right.
I want fun. I want excitement. I don't want McDermott talking about we're not going to get into this. And that's not good bulletin board material. That's one of the reasons why they didn't force the Bills to do what they do, you know, in Hard Knocks, where they can rotate and force you to do the show until now.
Yeah.
Because they're like, it's not going to make for a great show. But they figured it out. They figured out how to splice everything together and make it fun for people to get into the Bills.
Of course.
But I want Josh to be that dude. I really do. I want him to be. I mean, he's that dude on the field.
Yeah.
But I want him to be that dude that just like to face. Because what Josh is the face, but the face of what Buffalo is. I want to represent Buffalo. That's not us.
Yeah. I mean, surprisingly, I did see, I think, one article of somebody saying that Josh Allen might be the new face of the NFL. So I think slowly but surely we're getting there.
Did somebody tell him?
Huh?
Did somebody tell him?
No, you know the Bills are not going to let him hear that. You know they're not going to. And I guess that's kind of where my mind was going when I was listening to you is more and more, the more I would listen to you, I would arrive at this place of the marketing teams here in Buffalo have this understanding that small cities, small towns, places that are just not big cities, like that down home feel. They like that, you know, kind of, you know, everything's, you know, fuzzy and hallmarkish and feel good. Big cities don't care about that. The culture in most big cities is kill or be killed.
Right.
For jobs, for businesses, for everything. You're there to survive and you're there to do whatever it takes to thrive. Right. So in a place like New York City, in a place like Philly, in a place like, you know, any of these other big cities, you go there, you better be ready for battle. But when you come to Buffalo, everybody's like, shh, keep Buffalo a secret.
Right.
Right. All the swag and all the talent and all the art and all the skills that we have here in the city. Shh, keep Buffalo a secret. Like, why exist?
Right.
If you're gonna do that, you know what I'm saying? Like you're essentially choking yourself out of the limelight,
right? Because
you're trying so hard to make sure that you don't turn into whatever it is you loathe about these big cities. I mean, at the end of the day, what I think every Bills fan has to own at some point is the best team that we've ever had was that 90s Bills team. And they acted like a big city team. They bickered with each other. There was a bunch of elite players on that team that were the best in the NFL at what they did. And excuse me, and they dominated. That's what it was. Every time we've tried with this feel-good, fuzzy, great story, great guy, great character, BS, even all the way through the drought. Like, let's be real. We tried a lot of that same stuff through the drought. The only time we were having really, really great elite success and getting to Super Bowls, even though we lost, but we got to Super Bowls, was when we had the bickering Bills.
Yep.
Right? That's history. That's written in stone. That is fact you cannot argue with.
Mhm.
Now, are we winning a lot of games in the regular season? 100%.
Yep.
Are we winning more games than the 90s Bills won? We've had better records over a longer period of time. Yes.
Mhm.
Right? But those are statistics that speak to what? Longer regular season success.
Right.
But if you're talking about the team that got closest to the goal of every NFL team in the NFL, it was back in the 90s when the bickering Bills made the Super Bowl 4 times in a row.
Yeah, I mean, they really held each other accountable. I mean, they got along, but they knew what the business was. They knew what the job was. They didn't. There's nothing wrong with going to, like Ed Oliver said, and Von Miller instituted them going to dinner every Sunday or whatever the case may be. There's nothing wrong. That's great. But on the field, I forget who it was. It was N'Kobe Dean and Channing Tindall. And for people that don't know, they both went to University of Georgia. There was a play where I don't even know how to really explain it, but however it is, they dropped in the zone, tight end came across their faces. Tyndall didn't read it right. He hit Dean. So it was a completion, almost a touchdown. And as soon as Dean got up off his face from getting knocked down by Tyndall, he was clapping on the screen on the field, jumping up and down, screaming in his face, grabbing him by his face mask, this, that, and third. And a couple plays later, there was a breakout and Tyndall takes off. Haul-ass hits the quarterback. First person in his face, jumping on his back is Dean. So what I'm saying is you can be very critical, but it's your family.
Yeah.
Same time as you're critical, you can also join in a celebration. You can also, pump somebody up when they do something good. You can also say, this is my brother. And everybody knows when you have a family, when you're close like that, you're gonna disagree. You're gonna have issues. You're gonna have arguments. You're gonna have fallouts. But guess what? It's fine because this is what happens. And we don't need social media. We don't need, and this is why when Diggs was there and he did this, and when we had, other people that LaShawn McCoy, the issue at the end, I'm like, who cares? That's why social media sucks, because we don't need to know that.
Right.
Because what happens is now people that really are passionate about that kind of stuff, and they want to believe that the team is really kumbaya and everybody loves everybody and everybody gets along. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But see, before we didn't know about it until later when we heard, behind the scenes stories. Tasker on One Bills Live now tells you this, and Jim Kelly will tell you so. You got Ostrowski on overreaction, and Pino with them as well. They're talking about how we used to get, but we didn't know that. I used to go to Fredonia and watch the training camps. I'd be at the orange fence. They had no seats. Orange fence, bring your lawn chair. That's all you get. And I watch them. I remember watching not Chad Van Pelt, Alex Van Pelt fist fight somebody. I remember, people grabbing face masks. I remember all this stuff, but you didn't hear about it after the fact. So now you got all these social media, these cameras on your phones, all this access, and too much access. Hard knock, too much access.
Yep.
Let the dudes be dudes, because when it really counts, it's gonna just be fine. But we don't need to sit here and get overly emotional about what we're seeing and run people out of Buffalo.
Right. Right. And that, and you know what, what that plays into is one of the things that Bobby Babich said in his presser kind of stuck out. He talked about the rookie Max Hairston, and he mentioned anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing he started off with when he was asked about the progression of Max Hairston so far was he said, I want to stay away from saying the word roller coaster. Right. And obviously if you start off your thought with that, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But he went on to be honest and be specific. And he said, and if I get the order of this wrong, forgive me, but he said day 1 was good. Day 2 had some things he needed to work on. Day 3 better, and just kind of giving reference to that roller coaster type of development with Max Hairston. But we on the show anyway knew that was going to be the case, right? But even past all that, he then went on to talk about anxiety and how that plays a part with a lot of these younger players. And I think a lot of that comes from the place that you're talking about, where you can't come to Buffalo and just be a guy in a small town anymore. Because of social media, the whole world has access to everything you're doing.
Yep.
Right. And one of the epidemics that we're seeing nowadays with the increase of depression and anxiety and all that kind of stuff, all these young people feel like every single thing they do is being scrutinized and watched. That is not a great way to live. In fact, that's what usually drives a lot of celebrities to some kind of vice. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Is constantly being under that spotlight. Well, to a larger degree for these young players that are coming into the NFL, making millions of dollars right off the bat and being such an influence, especially in a place like Buffalo where it's hockey and football. That's all we have. And not to disrespect the city in that way, but from a national perspective, that's literally all we have to offer from a national standpoint. So when you're talking about the players that come here, that's a lot of pressure, right? Wouldn't you want to make sure that the players you're bringing into that situation are in a place where everything that they do is going to be designed to make them look good, make them feel good, make them comfortable, make them feel like they're on a trajectory to where they want to be and where the team wants them to be, right? I think we got enough people in here, so I'll kind of lead this into where my brain was taking this thought as I progressed in saying it. I think if you look at Max Hairston's situation, if you look at, you could even take Kyer Elam's situation, in the fact that they tried to protect him a lot. The first year he didn't make starter and they gave the job to Christian Benford. They tried to say, well, we want to temper the expectations on him. And Joe Brady has said it in the press conferences, in the press conference he had recently. Bobby Babbage said it a ton in the press conference he had recently. Talked about tempering expectations, and they want the players to have a higher expectation than anybody else. That's rhetoric. To be clear, just to kind of stop where I'm going for a moment and park on that thought. The coaches just say that. The coaches are always going to have a higher expectation of the player. That's how coaching works. That's how you get the best out of the player. You have a higher expectation than even they can have so that you can drive them to beat what their expectation is. That's almost the definition of coaching to a degree. When you look at, so going back to my point, when you look at the position that Max Hairston has been put in, when you look at the position that Groot was put in, when you look at the position that Keon Coleman was put in, they're not being put in the best position to really shine and show everything that they're awesome at. Right? I was telling you about this. When you look at the routes that they had Keon Coleman running, the day after everybody was saying, "Oh, he got shut down in red zone drills, and he couldn't get open against Benford. He couldn't get open, like 9 different times that Benford was covering Keon. Benford shut all those down. Like Keon didn't get nothing on Benford, and then people started really going in on Keon. Oh, he's a buster. He can't separate 2 years in, and he's this, and he's not that. And then the very next day, somehow film gets out of Keon Coleman running these deep fades and these go routes and jumping up over the defender to catch the ball and score touchdowns and all that kind of stuff. Like, the Bills PR team knows what they're doing. The first day was, we're going to prop up Christian Benford. We're going to find a way to give the guy that's probably getting the most pub right now more pub. And then, we don't want people to talk about Keon Coleman the wrong way. Let's get him some pub the next day.
Yeah, I mean, you think about it. The first day was red zone. And I don't know if people know this or not, but Keon Coleman is actually not that great in the red zone situation. Yes, I can. If you guys don't believe me, I can pull out stats. You know I got him. But yeah, I mean, Keon Coleman, he was really only used between their own 20 and the opposing 20. So what is that? The mid 60. So he really didn't. I think he had 3 catches in the red zone last year, and everything else came in the middle of the field. So you got to extrapolate that figure on this. If you look at, everybody said he was a contested catch artist. Keon Coleman in college was 47.5% contested completions. And that's compounded by the fact in what was this, 2022, he had 62.5% contested catch completions. So what does that tell you about his second year at Florida State? He had 30% contested catch. So he's not a high point guy.
Right.
His body, yeah, sure. But if you put him up against anybody that's of the same body type, he doesn't stack up.
Right.
He's at separation. In college, coming out, he was in a 0 percentile. 0 percentile, which if you guys don't know how that works, the lower the number, the worse you are. So he was, I think he was 2nd percentile in another metric. So that tells you what he is. But what I did hear that I really liked, Joe Marino said, he said that obviously he was there. He said that Keon Coleman was Josh Allen's first look in scramble drills. What did I tell you guys?
That's his game.
What did I tell you guys? When play breaks down, that's your guy.
Yep.
And I told you, if he sees it on tape, Josh has to see it on tape. Every time I break the pocket, he's open. I said this.
Yeah.
It's like he's not a bust.
Yeah.
He's not a failure. And when he drafted him, I was pissed. So I don't have a Keon Coleman jersey, even though that 0 is kind of spicy, though.
It is spicy.
It is kind of spicy.
Yeah.
But I'm saying this to be fair. Our a friend of our show, Keon Coleman, I think. Maybe not now, but I'll redeem myself. And then when people talk about he fell off. When did he fall off? He had 2 good games last year.
Right.
2. Which ones were they? Tennessee and Seattle.
Yeah.
He had 1 game where he averaged 32 yards per catch. 32 yards per catch.
Texans game was pretty decent, I guess.
The
that
Texans
breakaway
game was
for 50
okay.
yards.
Yeah. But see, the thing is, when you're talking about, I think the Texans game, Tennessee game, he had 50-something yards on 5 catches, something like that.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. And I say this to say, hey, what are you looking at? What are we looking at? What are we talking about when we say he fell off? Where did he fall off at? He had the 2 good games before he got hurt. So is it the momentum maybe? Because it came out of nowhere. He was very average before that. He was very average, in the beginning of the season. He had a good game against Arizona the first game. And then he kind of got lost because everybody eats. So he doesn't have a chance to get his rhythm up.
Right.
Josh doesn't know where to find him because Keon's like, I'm open. Hello. He had to go steal the ball from Ty Johnson that time when he caught the ball in the back of the end zone. That wasn't him. He's like, you know what? I'm going for mine. Just me. My rock. As they say in basketball. My rock. I don't care. And Ty Johnson's like, damn, that was me. That was my bonus. But,
taking food off my plate.
Taking off my plate. I mean, you figure in the first 8 weeks of the season, he played 8 games. Second half of the season, he played 5. He had 4.25 targets in the first half of the season, 4.6 targets in the second. He averaged 2.6 receptions in the first half, 1.6 in the second. He averaged 49.5 yards per game in the first, 32 in the second. Yards per reception actually went up per reception. Touchdowns per game. He went down slightly per game. He went down slightly in catches. But where is his fall? This major fall off? There isn't one.
Right.
It was a smaller sample size. You have less grease to mess up. If you're looking at stats, if you're looking at the performance, what did he say? It changed. Josh was looking at different things. Even if it was the same plays, the reads were different. I don't care what anybody says. Marino can't tell you what the read was. He'll tell you that. Any podcaster will tell you. Steve Tasker will tell you. I don't know what the first read was. I can tell you what I think it was, but they don't know what was going on. So you can't sit here and say, well, he's not doing this, that, and third.
Exactly, bro.
And it gets on my nerve because everybody wants to be a critic of this guy or that guy, but you don't really know what's going on out there.
Right.
You know what the routes are, you know what the block techniques are, you know what the route numbers are. So you think you're an authority, but you're not in the off. That's like going to ask Jamar Chase. What did Keon Coleman do? I don't know. What read was he? He doesn't know. He's an elite person at that same position.
Right.
So who are we to hear? I mean, I can see if he just fell all over his face and said, you know what? Yeah, he's dropping everything. He's running the wrong routes like Gabe Davis did in that option route that he ran the complete wrong way. It just wasn't his thing.
Listen, if this doesn't drive it home, if this doesn't drive that point home that we're talking about right now, we have confirmed this with players on the team that the routes being called for Keon are not the routes that benefit his skill set. They are not the routes that benefit his skill set. We have we've heard this from the horse's mouth, from players on the team that say the routes that are being called for this guy are not the routes that are best for his skill set, right? But what does that mean? We have to go back to something that we reported like months ago, like earlier this year, which was this offense and what Joe Brady is being asked to do is to take what the Saints did when Sean Payton was there and Joe Brady was learning under Sean Payton, and they had Alvin Kamara and Mark Ingram and Michael Thomas, and they were running. I think they might even had. No, I don't think they had Jimmy Graham at the time. I think he had just left when Joe Brady was there. But they want to run that style of offense, very efficient. They want to be able to do a lot of things with Keon Coleman's skill set that matches what Mike Thomas does, right? But past all that,
you tried it, by the way.
Huh?
You tried it, by the way, Spin.
What he say?
It's a shame on people being a critic of Keon Coleman, just like those critics of McD and Bean. You tried it.
I mean, yeah,
right.
That's the Doogie Juice Award.
Better look next time.
Yeah, we gotta start giving comments to Doogie Juice Award. That would be great. That was good. That was good, son.
That was good.
But yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, when it comes to Keon Coleman, we have to understand he just like and I'm sorry to say this, but based on what your boy Bobby Babbitt said in his press conference about the safety, was it Cole Bishop? These guys are not in the right position.
Right.
They're not in the right position. When you understand who Keon Coleman is and what he really does on the field, you will understand him being put on outside to run these go routes and put him on a post route and see what he does.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Run him on a slant, run him on a dig or an in or something like that, where he can, where the scheme creates separation for him. Right. I was saying this to, I think it might have been Alton in the Discord chat, but the idea for receivers like Keon Coleman is the scheme has to get them open. And if you know that their skill set is big on play after the catch, well, then your job as a coordinator is to just get the ball in his hands. Who cares about how he separates? Who cares about his speed? Who cares about any of that? If he's big and strong and he can make guys miss and guys can't tackle him when he's got the ball in his hands, who cares if he can separate? Yeah. Do some sort of trips formation, get some rubs on the defender and let him get free that way.
Yeah, I mean, evaluators, I read something that said evaluators noted that Coleman's vertical stems and body control help him be a winner at the catch point. His lack of separation makes him more of a scheme dependent. So they're saying he's best suited for offenses that use motion stacks, like you said, leverage-based releases to free him up. You can't just put him out there. See, the Bills are too, and Whitetown Kings. I feel sorry for you. You play Madden that much, you know to read. Anyway, the thing about the Bills is offense and defense, because Groot is a victim of this as well. He's a basketball player, Bill. He's long as all outdoors. Where's the twist? He ran a 4.66. Where's the twist? Where's the stunt? Why you got him going straight up and down on the tackle? Where's the miss? Where are you building a mismatch? Why are you not confusing offensive lines where they can't figure out where the rush is coming from? Why is it that Keon Coleman lines up in the same spot every time and does the same things? Why is that? Why is there no imagination? I thought Brady was supposed to have this juice where he came out and showed us this motion with Curtis Samuel. Guess what? Curtis Samuel got hurt, so I guess we're scrapping it. Why isn't James Cook out there doing it then? Why doesn't he let it line up in the slot? Because he was supposed to be a receiving running back. I mean, yeah, you say what you will about his drops, which he had 11 of in his career, 6 in 1 year, not last year, but that's beside the point. If you're talking about a guy who you drafted high, your first pick of the 2023 draft, you got to make your offense run around him, especially when you don't have anybody that's like him. Because Khalil Shakir was a 4th rounder. So we're not game planning for a 4th rounder when you have a 2nd rounder over here. We know what he does. Khalil Shakir is a slot all by himself. We got Curtis Samuel here. We paid him $9 million, $21 million over 3 years, whatever it was. And we're not paying him a lot of money. So let's use him to make him better. That's what we're using him as a decoy to make him better. We draft you. You're the future. You're the future. But they don't do that. And that's the thing that drives me nuts about it. It's like, come on. We got these tools, we got toys, we got innovation, they say. Right. But they don't show us any of it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, wrong camera there. Sorry. The expectation of what we want to see on the field should be, what's the word I'm looking for? Commensurate, I think it is, with the capabilities of the player. And sadly, we are in a sense just kind of stuck. We're stuck with, and again, I don't want any of what we're saying to be taken as, oh, now you're being negative on the team. I mean, it's just it's really just what it is.
I don't think it's negative. I mean, unlike Shadas, he said Keon Coleman sucks. So I mean, it's not even how I feel. It's not what I'm saying. It's just the fact that they drafted him so high, they traded back with the notion to get him.
Yeah.
So when you're doing all this to get one person, you would figure that they would know how to use this one person and what this person needs to be successful. And they haven't shown it yet. That's all I'm saying.
Especially if they, well, let's look at this real quick, because I did some work on Pro Bowl receivers since 2010, and I found 4 guys that kind of match the build and speed and physicality of Keon Coleman. Okay. And what I did is I went through their 40 time, their shuttle time, the 3-cone drill, and what their total score was on NFL.com's combine assessment site. And the first guy I want to start with is a guy by the name of Sidney Rice, right? And I think at the time when he was putting up really good numbers, he might have, I think Brett Favre was his quarterback at the time, if I'm not mistaken. But again, big body receiver, and he didn't run all the routes. None of these guys ran all the routes. None of these guys were great separators, but these are Pro Bowl receivers, right? So Sidney Rice, his 40 times 4.52. His shuttle drill, he ran a 4.34. His total score, he didn't run the 3-cone drill or any of that other stuff. His total score on NFL.com was a 79 overall, which ranked him 6th in that draft amongst all wide receivers. Okay. Again, Pro Bowl receiver. Let's move on to Brandon Marshall. Everybody knows who Brandon Marshall is. Okay. Brandon Marshall ran a 4.51 40, 4.09 shuttle, 7.05 3-cone drill. You think for a guy that's 6'4", 220, 230 pounds, that's pretty good. It's pretty good. He can move, right? His total score was 73, which was 11th amongst wide receivers in that draft. Okay. Alshon Jeffrey, one of the guys that I talk about all the time, one of the guys that I wanted to build the draft, right? When you watch him play, you would say, well, he don't look that fast or athletic or whatever, right? Now, remember the 240 times I just told you? Alshon Jeffrey ran a 4.48 in the 40. And we'll get to why in a second. But his shuttle time, 4.17. His 3-cone drill was a 6.17. That's faster than Brandon Marshall, and it is also faster than Michael Thomas, because Michael Thomas is the other guy that I got on here, right? Michael Thomas ran a 4.57, 4.13 shuttle, 6.80 3-cone drill. He had a total score of 80, which was 5th amongst wide receivers in this class. Just for reference, Alshon Jeffries had a total score of 83, which was 3rd amongst receivers in that draft. Right? So these are 4 Pro Bowl receivers who trained for the draft, who ran these drills after training for the draft, right? That's confirmed. You can go back and look that up. Okay. Keon Coleman, who admittedly did not train for any of these drills. He didn't train for the 40. He didn't train for a 3-cone drill. None of that. He didn't train for none of that. He wanted to come in and show what he can do, and that's it. You take me as I am, right? He ran a 4.61. His shuttle time was a 4.44. His 3-cone drill was a 7.31. His total score on NFL.com was at 80 overall, which ranked him 11th amongst wide receivers in his draft. He didn't train at all, and his numbers are not that far off from 4 Pro Bowl receivers. Right? So it's not like the guy can't move, right? If for context, his top speed in the gauntlet drill was 20.36 miles per hour. For reference on how fast that is, the fastest ever speed recorded in an NFL game was Tyreek Hill running at 23.24 miles per hour. And here Keon Coleman is running 3 miles per hour less, right? Devin A-Chain ran a 21.93 miles per hour. You talking about the fastest guys in the NFL. And Keon Coleman in the gauntlet drill was not that far behind these guys. Jamar Chase ran a 21.54. The guy can move. It has nothing to do. The guy can move. He can play the game of football. So what if he doesn't run routes like Wes Welker?
Ooh, could you imagine if he was Hunter Renfrow? Could you imagine Hunter Renfrow at 6'4", 215?
Right,
Oh.
right. So what?
All the feels.
I think at the end of the day, you just have to. For those of you that are hating on Keon Coleman in that way, you're not taking into context who he is and what he's good at and how the team is using him. You're focused on one aspect, which is what the team. Let me say reporters, because the team doesn't want you to be down on Coleman for his route running ability. They don't want that. It's the reporters that are going out there and saying, "Oh, he's bad at separation." So what? If the reporters understood what they were reporting, they wouldn't report it, unless they're just doing it for the sake of having news. Let's think about that for a second. If there's nothing else going on that's interesting, and here you have your second round pick, who's basically your quasi first round pick, and the only receiver drafted that high in this Bills organization since Sean McDermott's had the job, and this is a guy that isn't getting separation in training camp, well, that's probably a pretty big story, and big enough for it to sway people one way or the other. And it's working.
Mm-hmm.
These reporters are gaming you. It's clickbait. They are gaming you, and it's working. And you are wrong about Keon Coleman if you're focused on his separation.
We're trying to be positive here. We're still getting called stands. Why do we have to be that?
Wait. So first it was we banging on Sean McDermott and Brandon Beane, and we're just haters of the team, and we're always negative. Now we're trying to prop Keon Coleman up, and now we're stands. You can't win with these people, man.
Stands, but the thing about it is this. What we said was this. I mean, I don't think it's standing. I think what it is trying to shield somebody that's getting hate in the second year. Somebody said, I forget, it was somebody up further that said that he wasn't drafted to be offensive player of the year, blah blah blah. But we know that, and we knew that, and that's kind of reasons why I didn't like the pick, because I didn't see that potential. I didn't see that ceiling. I didn't see this savior. I thought he was another basically Mac Hollins, if you will.
Yep, we knew that.
Yeah. So Spin, shut up. Anyway,
what he say?
He said, I've never seen a bigger stand than these guys.
Thank you, Alton.
Right.
Thank you. Now you guys are too positive. What the hell, man? You can't win for losing.
But yeah, so it's like okay. So if we're gonna combat that, we're gonna talk about what he did, because why are we ignoring the fact that everybody's talking about how good he was in the last two practices rather?
Yeah.
Why are we talking about the one practice that they said he didn't do well on, but we got to ignore the three that he was good in?
Exactly.
So, okay, I guess I'm standing, even though I just told you I'm not a big Keon Coleman fan. I just can tell you that I appreciate what he's done so far.
Spin trying, boy.
He did try. He said, I got to get in there. I got to get on I got to get on the plus side.
He got to piggyback on somebody else having a real opinion.
He just keep putting in losing parlays. All his parlays is just crashing and burning. And I know we've talked before, and that's the indictment, what you said. He said, come on, that's a good one. No. Shada, that's an indictment on why I say, Bean. That's why Bean is not that he gets on my nerves, but it's just I just don't agree with this big baller Bean kind of nonsense.
Exactly.
This BBB. Just stop.
Yeah. Stop,
because it's not good enough. And yes, I went back in my bag to the negative, I guess, because I'm gonna have to be real. It's not good enough. And we've seen this over and over and over again. We see guys that are dependent on other guys. When are you gonna get a guy that doesn't need anything else? And everybody, well, how long does that come along? It comes along every draft. Well, what about 30? Then be aggressive. Yeah. You're not handcuffed to that pick. You're not handcuffed to turning down. You're handcuffed to signing Michael Hoyt, Larry Ogunjobi's, Joey Bosa's, Vine. That's what you're handcuffing yourself to. Because, it got to bring the voice.
You got to bring the voice back.
I forgot what his voice was.
He said, come on, man, that was a good one.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Oh, no.
But see, that's the thing. See, like Steve said, is it Keon Coleman's fault that in a great wide receiver class, we decided to take the one that can't separate, not a good route runner and doesn't have straight line speed? No. We said this when the draft happened. I was at work watching this on my phone. I called my comrades on the phone. Never mind that plane. I got to hash this out. I looked at the thing out there blinking. I'm like, nope, I got to hash this out because I need to know why the hell we picked this guy. Somebody talk me off a ledge. Somebody do it, please. But now we're a year removed. We've seen what he can do. We've seen what he can't do. So how do you make it better? Because for lack of word, we're stuck with him for the next 2 years anyway.
Exactly.
So make it better. He's not going nowhere.
I think for context, because for Spin said, man, what a snitch. That's great. So Steve, real quick, I completely understand. I want to get to Steve Noble's comment too a while back because I didn't get to. I haven't seen him in a while. To your point, like you said, bro, like we knew what he was coming out of the draft, right? And I think what people are doing now is they're blaming the player when they should be blaming the person who picked the player, right? And a prime example of that is Cole Bishop, right? Cole Bishop he's a safety, but we heard Jim Monis on the on Tyler Dunn's podcast say specifically he's a linebacker. He's not a safety. He's a linebacker, right? He's another Terrell Bernard. He's another Matt Milano. Bring him up and let him play with those guys. That's what he should be doing. This is, and now for those of you who don't know who Jim Monis is, he used to be a scout for the Bills. So he worked here. He knows how everything works here, and he does scout. He's a scout, right? Not anymore. I think he's like VP or something.
I forget what he is.
But anyway, that's how he came up, was as a scout. So if he's looking at this guy, and he said it wasn't just him that saw that, it's multiple guys that he knows that are scouts and know the game that looked at Cole Bishop like he's a linebacker. Right. So for context, the Bills are expecting a second round pick at safety to be a good to great safety who really should be a linebacker in the NFL.
And this is what drives me nuts about that pick and actions that go past that. And I will say this to qualify before anybody calls us out. I did want Cole Bishop. I did want that pick. But I saw Cole Bishop as something different. See, I didn't see Cole Bishop lining up with Taylor Rapp. I didn't see a world where we had two strong safety, because Cole Bishop to me is Jordan Poyer. He's at box safety.
Yep.
Like you said, he's a linebacker safety hybrid like Poyer was. Poyer was probably the most physical linebacker we had while he was in Buffalo. But my thing with that is not go get the guy that runs a single high when you bring Bishop up, or go get somebody that can threaten to run a single high. Taylor Rapp is not that guy. I thought Cole Bishop was going to come in and usurp Taylor Rapp at some point. I didn't think
Tommy.
I know.
Damn this rah-rah podcast. I know. It's a shame here.
I know. This is terrible. What are we
doing?
Grip. What is this post-podium podcast? You guys, I roll often. Okay. All right.
Wait, did somebody change their name?
Yes, they did.
He's a member.
Yes, they did.
Okay.
But
wait, Laura, is that you? No, I'm playing. She's still on vacation.
Yeah, so Shada said when you're in the building for 9 years and draft about 70 players and only one turned out to be a league star, that's a problem. Yes. But see, the thing is, you posed this, and I've said it numerous times before. I think I said this as early as the last podcast we had, where I said, when are we going to have the Josh Allen-esque player on defense? When is that going to happen? And some people are like, why does that have to be that? Why can't we shoot for the stars? See, why does that have to be that mentality is what we have, why we have what we have now. Why does that have to be that when we can give you this? You don't have to have, I don't want to say Malachi Starks, but you don't have to have Malachi Starks. We'll give you Cole Bishop. You don't have to have Brian Thomas Jr. We'll give you Keon Coleman.
Right.
But watch how much we paid for him. We saved you money. No, you didn't. We need a competitive team.
Oh, Big Baller Bean got the same production from a lesser player. He saved all kinds of money.
He keeps doing it. How does he do it?
Only top 5 corner for $19 million. Okay.
It's Columbus.
Yeah, that's who it was. Columbus.
Okay.
Columbus Bully.
That's the thing. Like who was it that said it? Yeah, Shadas. I mean, I agree 100%. See, I think you're in the same boat as me when it comes to Bean. We're more indicting on Bean. Dorothy sent me a 18-minute clip on Saturday of a guy who actually I think that's one of the new relationships with me and Dorothy, because dude, she sent me this video and I almost cried. The dude said pretty much everything I've been saying about Pagula is about being. I'll send it to you later. It was an 18-minute great listen. You'll be like, yo, he does sound like this dude.
The podcaster?
Yeah, it's a black guy.
He's been on Tommy's show a bunch of times.
But did you see that episode though, or the little snippet where he's talking about?
Yeah, it was like 13 to 15 minutes or something like that.
18. Yeah, I don't know which one. She sent me a bunch of them.
He was like in his living room or something like that.
He's in his kitchen.
Oh, you got good eyes, bro. It looked like a living room to me. Yeah. I think it's the same dude we talking about.
Okay, maybe she sent it to us at the same time. But she was like, please listen. I was like, okay, I will. And I said, I'll be damned.
Yeah.
How do I know this guy?
Yeah.
Because everything he said, it's
Jan Sports. There it is. His name is Jarek. Yep.
And he was talking about, how, we're blaming McDermott. We're blaming, but why are we not talking about Bean and not talking about Pagula?
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, even on the show when we first started, it was, Bean is good if he didn't have, are we sure now? Are we sure? I mean, I'm not sure anymore because some of this stuff he's too proud of. And if I hated my move, I wouldn't be hyping it up like that. I just make the move and call it a day. Right. But he's proud of himself, Jeremy White, Joe DiBiase. How you feel about that? You think he wasn't proud? You think he didn't stand behind? You think he didn't expect you to pat him on the back and say, you did a great job. You guys, that's awesome. How did you pull that off? Getting at least Elijah Moore in here. How'd you pull that off? Getting him on his fourth team. Wow, that's great. I shut my mouth. I will bow to you because you finally got us the receiver to cure all ills. I'm glad. But it didn't happen.
Yeah.
And to that point, now I'm sitting here thinking, when are people going to start seeing it that way as well? You don't have to say Keith said that. You don't have to say Jarek said that. You don't have to say any of that. But just know that it happened. Just watch it. Yeah. Watch it. If you still don't believe it, fine. Fine. You have your opinion. I'm not going to try to change your mind on why you love the team, but let's keep our eyes open here.
Yeah. Joey says the only reason why they took Bishop is because Brandon Bean said that Dalton Kincaid couldn't stop raving about him.
Yep, and we took Dalton Kincaid because Josh Allen wanted him. We took Keon Coleman because Josh Allen wanted him.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Let's temper the people we listen to, teammates we listen to, the players let's save them from themselves. We couldn't get you this, but we had to get you some guy named Lad McConkey. I don't know how it's going to work out. We couldn't get we couldn't get you Keon. He laced his shoes wrong. We had to get you Brian Thomas Jr. instead. I don't think Josh Allen would be kicking and screaming about that. He might not like it at first, but when the people that get paid all this money to do what they're doing, and people that get paid to make these decisions, make the right calls, Josh will be like, okay, I see it. I see what you did there. All right, I wanted this guy, but this is. He even said that's why they get paid the big bucks. I might tell them who I want, but they get who they get. No, they get who you tell them because they don't want to do their job because they know you're going to come out and say, I wanted that guy. And now that's a soundbite that's always going to be out there that Josh Allen wanted this guy, wanted that guy, wanted this person to block. Right. And it's going to be out there and being can say, you know what? We gave Josh what he wanted. Yeah.
Yeah. Tommy is trying to start a forest fire over here. He says, I stand behind Bean. I think he's done a good job. Has he been perfect? No, but he's been a very good GM.
He's been better than what we had. And Kevin, you really, J.A. didn't lobby for Keon Coleman, or he didn't say that. All he has to do is say it. He told you he said it. He told you. He said he mocked Keon in his drafts. He said I talked to him about my mock drafts. He said I wanted Dalton Kincaid. I texted Bean about Kincaid. He said these things. So what is he being lied on about?
Yeah. Steve says, when are we going to have another player who is better than a rotational backup on a good team? Better than Rousseau, Coleman, Benford, a team full of number 3 options and a Hall of Fame quarterback with the Tua of coaches. I mean, look, I think, and we got to get into the Trey White situation too. But before we run, I know
Keon was on half of it, so we're hitting it. Technically, we're hitting it.
Right. You can't say we didn't talk about the main topic now, which is another criticism that we get on this show. Is anyway. I think
Joey's crazy.
For context on it, what do you say? Tom Singletary doesn't even play for us no more. Get over it.
And then Tommy Command says,
of course he won't. That jersey is like glowing gold in his background there. Singletary, his signed Singletary jersey you got. Kevin says to the McBean lovers, tell that to the 30 million dead cap because because of 1 year players. Yeah.
Oh, you want
because of 1 year players.
You want to know a secret?
What?
So I'm going to say this. I'm not going to get into it because I've said it in the Discord. You know where I'm going with this, but everybody wants Trey Hendrickson.
Yes.
Everybody, Trey Hendrickson. Man, what? Okay. So there's another guy. There's one other guy that might be on the outs. I would take over Trey Hendrickson. I might even trade James Cook for this player.
Oh, snap. Who was that?
Micah Hyde. I mean, Micah Parsons.
Parsons.
Parsons. So everybody, he wants this much money. He wants to get paid more than who was it? TJ Watt.
Okay.
So born in Myles Garrett, so 41 million, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Could you do it, Kevin? To the McBean haters that tell you that tell you they got 30 million in dead cap because of 1-year players. How about this? Von Miller, 2025 cap hit, 15.4 mil. Joey Bosa, cap hit, 5.3 mil. Michael Hoyt, 4.4. Ogunjobi, 4.1. Trey White, dead cap, 4.1. Trey White, current cap. They revived his ass. 2.8 mil. That adds up to a $36.3 million dead cap hit.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't you get Micah Parsons? Why couldn't you do it? But instead, they had to have Joey Bosa. They had to have Mike Hoyt. They had Ogunjobi. Which one of those guys is better than Micah Parsons?
Not one.
You put all 3 of them dudes together. You take the 3 pieces together and smush them together. None of them.
Right.
Not even Voltron level is better than Micah Parsons. But
Yeah.
we can't get him because we got these dudes. He can play every position these dudes play. Every position these dudes play.
Yeah.
For 41 mil.
Micah Parsons knew there was going to be a contract issue at the time of free agency.
Yeah.
We knew this. So all you had to do was pick up the phone and call and say, hey, we got some draft picks that we're probably not going to need.
Did you see what he said, what Micah Parsons said?
What?
About the Josh Allen jersey? He said, that's my boy. That's one of my favorite players in the league. He said, he raved about him. Jerry Jones over there calling, ain't nobody thinking about that little noise he talking about. He said that little noise he talking about. He said, now it was CD Lamb last year, people were listening. But that little noise he talking about, ain't nobody listening to that.
Wow.
You're disrespecting the man. The man is about to be able to be had.
Yeah.
And we can't have him because these guys.
And we can't even have him next year.
Nope, because of
starting off the season with negative cap.
Because of things like this.
Yeah. Shada said, this is a fact. We not winning no championships while Beanbag is running things.
Beanbag, yes.
I mean, look, I've graduated from the college of Sean McDermott is highly dependent on Josh Allen and Brandon Beane only does whatever Sean McDermott wants. 2, Pagula needs to grow some balls.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it sounds disrespectful, but there's a lot of Sabres fans that are like happy with me saying that right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at the end of the day, this idea of telling yourself to be satisfied with pretty good instead of chasing for great because there's too much risk in chasing for great, we need to abolish that. Somehow we need to get to the place where we are all or nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it really, and I think that's the thing that's been missing from this team is this sense of all or nothing. They say that there's a sense of urgency in the building. We don't see moves that would indicate that. In fact, I think the only move that we've ever seen them saying it's all or nothing was the Von Miller signing. Why? Because it didn't make sense to do cap wise.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at where they were and how far that the perceived distance from a Super Bowl that they were at the time, they just lost an amazing game in the divisional round to the Chiefs that showed that they can now keep up with that team, if not beat them, and they should have won that game, right? So now you go from that to, okay, we were literally a half a second away from getting a sack. We need a guy that specializes in that. Let's go give Von Miller. Okay, fine. I don't think anybody at that point could really argue with the need for the pass rusher. Maybe not that specific one, but they did what they had to do, right? Okay, cool. That didn't work out. But what now? Now you want to take this methodical approach? Well, you can't now because you were just in the AFC Championship, and now people are expecting you to be better.
Mm-hmm. You're
telling people that you expect yourself to be better. What's better than an AFC Championship game?
Yeah.
Right?
And that's what Joey's right. He said Michael Parsons said he wants a Josh Allen jersey, and that one might make it on his bedroom wall. So, I mean, it's funny because Spin said, right, back to the normal program in bean bashing. No, nope. That was a quick snippet. Ain't no more of that. But
yeah, it really is just us agreeing with people in the comments. We ain't doing it.
Yeah, I think he's got the people in the comments as bean bashers too. That could be, Brandon Bean Basher. I should get a shirt like that. No, I'm not gonna do that. That'd be bad. That'd be bad.
Jeff says we gotta put pressure on Bean and stop blaming this team in conference championship games. He on the seat right now, period.
They're too comfortable. They're too confident, too comfortable, too arrogant.
Yeah. Steve says, I think Pagula's balls would be bigger if the Sabres catastrophe did not castrate him.
Yeah, probably.
I don't even see. That's the thing. I don't think he feels castrated. Think about everything surrounding the Buffalo Bills right now.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not mistaken, they are the third most popular franchise in the NFL. I'm sorry, the third most popular franchise in the NFL right now.
Yo, me personally, I would never talk about a man's. Yeah,
you know you wouldn't.
I would never say something about that. So that's
about his balls.
Yeah, I would never talk about a man's thing, bro. That no.
About his thing. Well, we're talking about his balls, not his thing.
Pause.
Pause. I didn't bring that up. You gonna pause, Steve?
Yes.
Right. He's not on the show. You can't pause him.
I don't care.
Can't pause his words. They've been written.
No.
And Doyle says
informal pause.
Doyle says if Vine doesn't get hurt, then it wasn't the wrong move. It wasn't the right move either. It wasn't.
Listen. Okay. I'll put it like this. What happens if we do win a Super Bowl with Von Miller? If we win a Super Bowl, first and foremost, we're happy. But what happens after that? Nobody's going to want to get rid of Von Miller after that.
Right.
Why? Because he's the one that brought the championship to the team.
Right.
He wasn't here. We didn't get to a Super Bowl. He comes here. We get to a Super Bowl and win it. He's retiring here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you kidding? Really think about what we're saying here. So we're supposed to be paying Von Miller $15 million this year.
Yep.
Imagine Von Miller at 30. He would have been what? 36. 36 years old, making $15 million.
Yeah.
And that's on the cap.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are game checks. That's counting this year, no matter what. Right? He's on the team, a shell of himself at that point, a situational pass rusher that won us the Super Bowl 3 years ago. But what have you done for us lately?
Right.
We'd be killing this guy, making $15 million, only getting 6 sacks a season. I mean, like realistically, we got to think that kind of stuff through. I understand what you're saying, Doyle, in terms of, if it worked out the other way, we'd be happy. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of the entire picture from beginning to end. Steve says we have the perfect formula. The owner is a coward. Bean can't scout stars. McDermott is the apex coach you can hire without a star QB with a terrible team, but is not championship caliber, is just Josh.
I mean, the thing that got me, I just want to go back. I was doing some research before I misstepped here, but the thing that made Von Miller the wrong pick was the fact that it was right after COVID, essentially, where no team had money, and we definitely didn't have a quarterback on the payroll yet, because Josh Allen was still under his, I think it was rookie deal still, or coming out of it. But I think he was making 16.3 against the cap, so that must have been the redo. But at the same time, you're paying Von Miller all this money. You have 1.9 million under cap after he signed. You can't do business like that, because as you can see, what happened, that neutered is, even if he would have played it with a neutered, is because you got to fill up another roster spot somewhere in 2023. You need players elsewhere, because people leave, people get raises, people get hurt. You got to have operational cap, and they didn't factor that in even after COVID. So when people say COVID messed us up, it messed us up for 2020, maybe 2021. But after that, there's no excuse. You went out and bought a whole new Rolls Royce. You had $400,000. You bought a $300,000 Rolls Royce. What are you going to do? What are you doing? Sometimes you got to pass. If he would have signed for a Bosa contract, 4 years, $12 million, cool. Whatever that was, that $48 million or whatever guaranteed on the cap, fine. But he signed for a $20 million deal over 6 years, which, okay, he's not going to see the whole contract. Whatever. He shouldn't have saw any of that contract. And if he said, if he would have gotten on the plane and said, you know what, pay me $20 million, I can't do it. We're like, you know what, I'm glad you got to come to Buffalo and went to 716, got yourself a couple wings, but we can't do this. We can't make this work for you.
Right. I'm going to rant really quick for D's comment here. He says, there's no hot seat for Bean or McDermott. That 17-year drought they overcame gives them that I can leave on my own terms mentality. Okay, now that I read it through, it's not so bad.
Yeah,
but the one thing I just want to make clear, I guess I'm not gonna rant on this because it really wasn't that bad. But I think that is right. I think they have that mentality, because there are a lot of people saying that Sean is the one that broke the drought. let's dial the clock back to when the Bills were in the locker room with Kyle Williams and his son watching the Bengals play the Ravens with the utmost intensity. Can we just park on that for a minute? Because essentially what we're saying is Sean McDermott did the equivalent of if I give you a baseball and I tell you, if you can hit that microphone on that table across the way, like we're playing some weird amusement park game or something like that, where you're gonna knock the bottles down. If you knock those bottles down, I win $1 million. I need you to do this for me. Just out of the goodness of your heart, I need you to take this baseball and knock those bottles down so that for the 17th year, I don't have to endure poverty anymore in my life. I will win $1 million and I will live free and happy for the rest of my life. Can you do this?
Yeah, it's like those contests where you win a sweepstakes and now if Steph Curry makes a 3, you get $1 million. Like
exactly. But when you run out of the stadium, you say, "I won $1,000. I did it. I made the shot. I won $1,000. Yeah, it's all on me, son. I made it."
Ain't nobody hugging Steph. He's like, "You're welcome. You're welcome.
You're right."
Fine.
It's like Steph made the shot. Keyshawn threw the ball.
Right.
Like they did it. You didn't do it.
You just happen to be the benefactor.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the fans' perspective got changed how? In the same way that people are banging on Keon Coleman right now, talking about he can't separate. The media's finding a story that you're eating up like whatever you like.
Mm-hmm.
And that to me is the problem with all of this is it's like, yo, nobody wants to think anymore, man. Like it doesn't make sense that we're giving Sean McDermott credit for something he didn't do. They went 9-7. If the Bengals don't make that play on the final play of that game and Tyler Boyd goes in for the touchdown, they lose and the Bills don't make the playoffs.
Yep.
That's the reality. It's not negative. That's fact. That's fact. Yep. That is fact. Like it really makes me, it pushes my buttons to a degree, like to the highest degree, because for people to miss that, and I saw this video. I'm gonna bring this up. There was this girl, and then we gotta hurry up and get into Trey White. There was this girl. It was on YouTube, and this husband gave her $1,000, and she needed $100 of that $1,000 to get whatever she had to go get. And he told her, okay, just deposit the other $900 after you get what you got to get. She spends the whole $1,000. And he's recording this conversation, trying to like show people like, this is how ridiculous she's being.
Right.
In her mind, that $900 was just change. The $1,000 is already broken. It's like saying, I already broke $100 bill. I might as well spend the rest of the $100 because even though I only needed $10 worth of, whatever, merchandise, right? Mm-hmm. And in her mind, it's perfectly fine. The $1,000 is no more. It's broken. It's like breaking $1. It's like breaking $100 bill, whatever. You might as well spend the rest. And she's literally saying this. Like it makes perfect sense to her. He's like, yo, like I told you to deposit the $900. I told you what to do with the rest. It's not like I gave you the $1,000 and said, go ahead and get what you need.
Right.
Like that's open-ended. If she would have spent the whole thing, it's like, all right, well, you kind of left it open for interpretation. It's your fault. But he said, no, deposit the rest after you spend your $100. Right. And she really sitting there saying, well, no, it makes sense to me. It's not wrong. No, it makes perfect sense to me. The $1,000 was broke, so the rest of it is just change. $900 in change. And so there's nothing wrong with me spending. I might as well spend it. It's already broken. Like that level of refusal to acknowledge any other possibility in life other than what your own perspective is how I perceive these people that are saying, nope, Sean McDermott broke the drought. I stand on that 10 toes down. That's what I believe. Mm-hmm. How? When literally all the facts presented would tell you otherwise. That's how it comes across. All right, Trey White. So here's how you're wrong about Trey White. So
hell of a way to start it.
Right. So I've actually arrived at the thought process that Trey White is actually a great situation for not just the Bills, but Max Harrison.
And hold on a second.
No,
Mafia said he wants to rank the current GMs. I'd love to see an episode of that. We already talked about that. I said he was the 12th best GM. So we already did that.
Yeah. He said y'all got it way wrong. We did. What did we get wrong, Tommy?
I think I don't know if he's talking. Well, he said it's on McDermott. He said everything is McDermott. That's the fault.
See, this is what I'm talking about right here. So like, spin trying. This was all right. Spin says all the facts. Sean McD was the head coach when they broke the drought. Makes sense to me.
I bet it does.
Yeah.
Only you. I bet it does. Right. I'm not surprised by that. Duh. If you didn't say that, I'd be shocked. I'm like, wait, what? Is he good?
He had a rational
thought. Right. Whoa. He made sense. Whoa. Good Lord.
Oh my gosh. Doyle says, I don't agree with half the thing. Well, we appreciate you watching. Hopefully you're subscribed. And
well, that means you do agree with half the things we do say.
Hey, there you go. We win. No,
I should show it up. I mean, honestly, when you talk, we listen. So, I mean, you haven't said anything disrespectful or anything like that. So, I mean, that's the thing. When we talk, you listen. When you talk, we listen. That's all. That's how it should go. I don't care if you agree with anything I say. I really don't. Yeah. I just care if you show up and let me know how you feel.
It's just food for thought.
Right.
I mean, realistically, like we had all these conversations years ago. You know what I'm saying? With like, this is just stuff we used to text about, and we decided to do this show, and hopefully it's just stimulating, alternative thought. That's really all we care about, to be honest.
And still no.
What'd he say?
He said, what if the Cincy Baltimore game happened before the Bills game in Miami, and Bills only needed to win to make the playoffs? Do you give McD more credit than for breaking the? No. No. They won the game. They won.
Well, yeah, they won. You're saying they won the game anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah.
No, it makes no difference. I mean, why would I give him more credit? I mean, I didn't give him. I mean, I'm not taking any credit away. I'm not giving him any credit. Well, I don't know why I give him more.
And Spin, just so you know, like, I think we understand your point of trying to say that we are only trying to take away credit from McDermott because the Bengals were in that situation after the Bills had won their game. But I think the idea of what we're saying about that particular situation as a whole is when you look at the way the Bills have won the last 6 years, they haven't been dependent on anybody. The only thing that they've kind of looked at other teams for is the number 1 seed throughout the season and being in that race. But when it comes to making the playoffs, they've made sure that they make the playoffs based on how they played during the regular season. And if the Bills had done that, if they had just made the playoffs on their own merit without needing any help from any other teams, then 100% I would give Sean McDermott credit for bringing that team to the playoffs after a 17-year drought. But they didn't win that way.
Right.
So
yeah, I think that's perfect. I think if we, like you said, if they would have won it before that week,
yeah,
cool,
exactly.
But I mean, depending on at that point, who cares? You depend on beating a team that can't beat you, a team that hasn't beat you in forever. I think McDermott's only lost like 4 games against them or something like that. So
yeah,
I mean, I can't do it.
Yeah.
He said, let's see, there's one voice that leads his team, McDermott. He ultimately runs his team. His poor decision making, his defensive scheme is ultimately what failed. Yeah, but also the players that he gets have a role in that. And I'm not saying that because the players are garbage. I'm just saying that these aren't the right players for the scheme that they want to run. Once they figure out what scheme they want to run, they don't know that. That's the problem.
Yeah. Walter usually has some great points. He says, "Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful for McD breaking the drought, but can we be honest about the drought breaking and the luck element? We went being 9-7, just like Marone and Duran, but had seeding luck. Yeah, I mean, look, how many times have we looked at that playoff bracket and the Bills needed 3 teams to tie or lose in order for us to make the playoffs? And in this particular situation, we got exactly what we needed. We needed 2 other teams to lose. They lost. We needed the Bengals to beat the Ravens or tie the Ravens, and they beat the Ravens. We got that same scenario, and it actually worked that one time out of the last 17 years. We've been in that scenario plenty of times, though. Okay, so the Trey White situation. When we first signed Trey White, I was annoyed because this whole thing about bringing old players back. Dane Jackson's here now. All these players that speak to this mindset of we don't want to take a chance on taking a step back defensively, depending on rookies to come in and develop. And that's the one way that I have not seen this team play out a season, in a sense, is being dependent on their entire draft class to come in and be whatever they need them to be, right? And I'm not saying that from pick 1 through pick 7, everybody's got to start, but you need to be relying on the guys that most teams usually rely on, your first, second, and your third round picks, right? And the hope was, after we cleared the cap of Von Miller and all these guys, the hope was we wouldn't go out and sign the Michael Hoyts of the league and the Ogunjobis of the league and the Trey Whites of the league. We would build through the draft, since we technically learned our lesson from the Von Miller contract and all that kind of stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But then after the draft happened and we got Max Hairston, and I started hearing, all the insider stuff that I heard about his game and how he plays and how he prepares and all that kind of stuff, I'm like, that's not going to be good year one for him. It's not. And I started to kind of hope that Trey White is what he is now in camp, which is people talking about, like, Bobby Babbage said he's on a mission. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's talking about how this guy is just bringing it in camp. I think this is exactly what Max Hairston needs, from the position of having now 2 guys ahead of him on the depth chart that, I guess, in a sense, are exactly what the head coach expects on defense and are able to execute the defense at a high enough level to be productive. I'll just say that, right? I think in my mind, Trey White has been the best of all the corners that we've had so far, just from a production standpoint. But his ability to impart to Max Hairston, his ability to execute the defense, his ability to communicate with the rest of the guys, the safeties especially, because that was one of the things that you saw him do a lot when Hyde and Poyer were back there. They communicated so much. Mm-hmm. Trey White's help with bringing Levi Wallace along. Like, these are all qualities within a CB2 that are well above and beyond what you would normally expect from a CB2. So I say all that to say, I think everybody's hunger for the rookie to get in and show what he can do, because he's this big bad brand new hot rod that the Bills got, and we want to see him go in and produce and see his speed and see all this, all the ooh-ah that his game has. I think it's actually a good thing we're not going to see that right away. I think it's a good thing that he's going to have to sit and develop and wait and get his NFL legs under him and get used to the speed of the game and get used to the preparation and all that kind of stuff before he's expected to get on the field and produce. What do you think?
Well, respectfully, throw his ass out there right away.
Oh, snap.
I mean, that's how you learn. You see, this is the analogy I have. How do people teach their kids how to swim? They toss them in the water to see if they float. And sometimes that may be upside down, like, I think it's going to turn the right way at some point. But see, the thing is, the way Buffalo works, the way the mentality is if you go out there against Baltimore, who's going to be Flowers, is going to be whoever else may be out there, you're going to say, okay, he's horrible because he got beat. He's horrible because he got trucked by Derrick Henry. He's horrible because he got a holding call. But see, when you get Max Hairston, this is where I go with it. I thank you, Spin. He said he's with me. Yes.
Wow.
He had to choose a lesser tweet. He's like, well, which one?
Yeah.
He's like,
he's never going to pick my side ever.
Well, he might if I say something real out of the way. But no,
I don't think you ever have.
I don't think so. But somebody will tell me I did. But no, I think if we're worried about that, what I would have done, I would have invested on the back two. I'd have put a better back two back there, because you can't have Cole Bishop and Taylor Rapp with a rookie and Christian Benford.
Yep.
Because by virtue of that, Benford, I mean, whoever's on the opposite side of Benford's going to get picked on, Dorothy. Anyway, I don't want to hear nothing later on. But no,
he's a top 5 CB because the other guy on the other side is so bad.
Pincushion.
Right.
No, I just don't. I don't know what you can learn by being on the sideline and taking mental reps. Some guys say they do. Like I said, I remember when I played, the only time I ever played in the Gus Macker, and I never will again because this is one instance. I had me and my best friend, and he had his 2 friends, and I'm sizing them up. Okay, I'm 6'6", my friend is 6'3". He said, well, it's going to cake. These dudes over here. All right, what I'm gonna do is boom. I'm gonna sit out first, and I want to cause see I play better when I watch how it goes first.
Okay.
I was like, man, sit your lame butt down. What about you? No, I think I sit. Which one of y'all fools want to start? We need a third, you know. And it's like the mentality is like, I got to be in there. I need that guy. I need to play now. I got to get, like Josh Allen says, I'm not ready until I get hit. When Harrison gets that, when he first gets smacked in the mouth, like, oh, this is the NFL. That welcome to NFL moment happened early. Yeah. Because if Trey White gets hurt, he's got to go in there. I don't want to see Dane Jackson. I don't want to hear Jordan Hancock outplay. I don't want to hear about Dorian Strong. I know Dorian Strong is out there. He's a revelation right now. They said Christian Benford is working with him. So maybe he will be the backup to Benford. I don't know. But my number one guy, I want him out there because I need him to get smacked in the mouth early and say, you know what? It's on tape now. Now this whole week, we're going to do that. We're going to, because he's got pads on now. See, this is my thing about training camp. And I was going to say this, and this kind of segues in. But everybody was raving about TJ Sanders. Raving about him. I don't want to hear it.
Right.
He's got a shell on. I know when I played D-line all across. You couldn't tell me nothing when we had no pads on. I lived back there.
Destroyed everybody.
I'm fast and I'm long and everybody cool.
Yeah.
Soon the pads come on. Them big boys in the front, they play a little different.
Yeah.
They lead with their head a little more. They got more to grab. You know, it's like, okay, all right, cool. Dang, I got to change my whole thought. But see, TJ Sanders is the kind of player he needs to play against guys with pads on. Because I don't want to hear no nonsense about he was beating Osiris Torrance.
Yeah.
You weren't dog walking Osiris Torrance. You definitely were not.
Right.
You weren't dog walking with Conor McGovern. You were dog walking because they couldn't grab you because you have nothing to grab. They can't hit you with so much because the coach tell them. But what did they say in practice today? I'm going to go back to Trey because I didn't want to derail it, but this is important. They said about pads. They said Cromer and Babbage Nielsen were foaming at the mouth today. It's the day they were foaming at the mouth. They said players in the pads, fellas. Pads is on. They said it was a chant. Everybody was hyped because when you put pads on, you go nuts. You get more physical. You get more contact. You'll see more fights because you get grabbed in ways you don't want to be grabbed. You get pushed in ways. You get punched in the face that you didn't do in Shells Run. You know, everybody's talking about, they're celebrating because that would have been a sack. How many times do we see Jerry Hughes miss a tackle? How many times do we see? But see, that's my thing. How do you know it would have been a sack or a tackle for a loss if you didn't do it?
Yeah.
They can wiggle free. It's not two-hand touch. So when you're talking about Max Harrison, yeah, he's getting beat by, but I want to see him when Keon Coleman can just grab him and just toss him down because that's what they're going to do. You're a rookie, but you learn that when you're playing against Keon Coleman, against Curtis Samuel, against guys that are trying to make a name for themselves,
right?
And Khalil Shakir, put him everywhere. Let him get dog walking and show it to him on camera. And then that's when you test his mettle. You test what kind of man he is. What does he learn from? Does he cower? Does he say, I want to do it again? Does he do it like KJ Hamler and say, I got to do this again? Do it again. Make it right. And that's what he's going from Trey White. So I'm okay with Trey White being here. I'm good with that. Never didn't like it, but I don't like the fact. I don't care he's on a mission. I don't care you got a new attitude. I don't care that you want to tear somebody's head off. I don't care. You're 30 years old now. We got the young neophyte over here now.
You know what the difference between you and the head coach is, though?
A lot.
And most of it below the belt. Yes. I'm joking. So I think you don't have an issue as a coach with connecting your perception to the production of the player. And I think Sean McDermott does. I think Sean McDermott takes it on himself or internalizes the production of the players on his defense. And when you do that, you're a lot less likely to just put any old body out there because you don't want them making you look bad.
Yep.
You are coming into the league as this defensive guru. The Bills revere you as this defensive guru, and you've saved the franchise from the doldrums of mediocrity with your defensive mindset and your defensive prowess and your defense. But let this rookie come in and get shook by somebody, get his ankles broke by a receiver, or get beat deep by somebody. People will be like,
right.
Sean McDermott, how could you?
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how he thinks about his defensive players. The reality of it is it's not that way. If you abolish that narrative in your mind and understand that the reality is what the reality is, he's a young player, he's gonna get beat. If you can take that mindset in a press conference, reporters are gonna understand that 100%. They know, but guess what they're gonna do? If you give them an opportunity to make something bigger than it needs to be, they're going to do that.
Right.
Which is why this is an issue in the first place, because you've been the one that's been secretive. You've been the one that's tried to keep everything in-house. You've been the one that's tried to protect players and not put them in a place to get embarrassed on the field because you don't want to feel that embarrassment. They're not your children, dude.
Right. Your employees, basically.
Right.
Yeah, I think Nathan said, he said they threw Elam in the deep and he sank like a stone. Benford had floaties on, but he came from his own system. And that's where Harrison came. He came from his own system too. He can play, man, but this is the thing. Had they thrown Elam in the deep end and realized he couldn't swim, that's when you yank him and you send him somewhere where he can go to the shallow end. You put him back in level 1 swimming. Yep. And you cut your losses like in stocks. You don't hold on to a bad stock until it just depletes. If you buy high and you try to ride the wave, if you take your loss, it's called a stop loss. What was your stop loss on Elam? 4 years? How many cornerbacks did we bring in to make sure he didn't play?
Yeah.
He had value of some sort in some system. And we're going to see in Dallas. He's a starter right now. Yep. For now, we're going to see in Dallas what they do with him, whether he's a rotational guy, whatever. The point is, why couldn't you get a better return on him before you just had to get rid of him for whatever you could get?
For nothing. They didn't get anything.
I know.
It's crazy.
It's like, okay. So, I mean, my thing is, okay. All right. You know, when you was that?
No, go ahead. I was just going to read a comment, but go ahead.
Go ahead. Do it.
Steve says, if you can't answer this question, we're not winning. Tell me how we are better than KC. Everything else is just filler and killing time.
We like filler and killing time. Yeah, you know that.
Right. No, I think where we've kind of landed is we get a lot of flack from people about, they're calling us a negative podcast and all that kind of stuff. We don't really care about that, but
oh, I do. What? If you ain't gonna do it, I'm about to do it. What you say?
No, honestly, what it is we want you to keep coming back because this is a negative podcast that elicit thought. And if you come back and elicit thought, whether you like Doyle said, Doyle, how'd I do? Did I come back a little bit? No, that's cool. But you're gonna come back because we listen to you and we're not gonna attack you for what you say.
Right.
And that's the premise of the show. So people that come and attack us, guess what? I don't care because you don't do it in the comments here where Kev's here. Or Laura's here, when Dorothy pops in, Tom, Nate, when these people can see it, you don't want to get torn limb from limb. So you won't say it here. You'll say it where they're not watching.
Yeah. And
that's the family we built. Even the 1040 they're watching right now with the 1 heart from Facebook. I love it because guess what? These are people that keep coming back for us. And when they keep coming back for us, they're not going to stand for nonsense that's in this comment section. Even if I don't see it, you guys won't.
Yeah. Yeah. Kev says, KC is no longer the threat. Baltimore and Cincy is. Yeah, yes and no. I agree with that. But I think Baltimore we've beaten in the playoffs twice. Yeah, we should have lost the last game. Cincy, I want no parts of. And I think the reason I want no parts of playing that team is how I've seen the quarterback dissect our defense and how bad I know our defense has been historically in the playoffs under Sean McDermott. Mm-hmm. I don't want to play a team that their strength is my biggest weakness. For the Ravens, I think last year they finally graduated to a team that has a strength that attacks our greatest weakness, right? Because before it was you're a team that can run the ball really well, but you can't threaten in the pass game to be enough of a threat to get our eighth man to get back and worry about the pass game. Now that you can do both to a really good degree, now they're a huge threat. You know what I'm saying? And again, we should have lost that playoff game. I'm gonna keep saying it. We were a drop away from losing that playoff game. It is what it is. But KC has some sort of Jedi mind trick over Sean McDermott. Yeah. And that's why I think they're still a threat. Not from a roster standpoint. Right. They're not a threat from a roster standpoint. But from a coaching standpoint and a situational standpoint, they got the same thing over Sean that Bill Belichick had over Sean when Tom Brady was still in New England. They just throughout the drought, we saw coach after coach after coach go up against Bill Belichick and he would Jedi mind trick the mess out of them, and they would kill themselves in the fourth quarter trying to come up with some stupid call or not being aggressive enough or not going for it on a third or fourth down rather when they should have. Sean McDermott does a lot of the same silly stuff in games against the Chiefs in the playoffs. In the regular season, he's exactly what he needs to be. Somehow he's not able to release that in the playoffs, and that's been his downfall.
Yeah, and we already christened SDB. He's good. We already gave him the right act. He knows his blood in, never out. We know he knows now.
SDB?
Yeah, SDB Atlanta. We had him. This is his first comment.
Yeah. No, we got him before.
He knows, and he's back. See, he knows he's part of the family. And that's a trip though. But no, I think you're right. I think the Bills actually they don't benefit from having an easy division. And yes, I'm going to catch flack for saying that to somebody out there. You know who you are. It's crazy. We're talking about the AFC is easy. It is. And the thing is, because what made me think about that was Kevin said KC's division will eat its own. Our division won't. KC has already been dogfighting. They already trying to compete. They know they won the Super Bowl, but they got to go through hellfire and brimstone to get to the playoffs.
Yep.
They don't just say, man, just pack it in. I'm not saying the Bills pack it in, but it's not like we got to put our blood, sweat, and tears in every game plan. We're just better. We're just better than everybody we play in our division. So really, in actuality, you're playing, when you play Cincinnati, cool. Baltimore, cool. Outside of that, NFC, whatever. But in the AFC, it's really just those two teams that are kicking us in the chest. And then, of course, KC, but that's three teams. Right. But we have three teams in our division that don't even give us a fight. They don't give us a fight. The Jets beat us because Josh Allen threw the game away. Yes, he did. He did. But outside of that, we burned up in Miami, literally. And what? Did we lose a game to New England or somebody in like the 17th, 18th week when everything was already done? That's the only time we lose. Mm-hmm. We don't lose this division. We know those are 6 wins. This is like the Patriots in the 90s or the early 2000s. We know we're going to win those games. If we don't, like, what the hell just happened? And that's what happened with that Jets game. What the hell just happened?
Right.
But when this division gets better and the Bills are still coming up on top of the division, it's like, okay, I feel way better about it because they're battle tested. At that point, they're battle tested. We didn't get battle tested playing against the Texans, even though they beat us. We didn't get battle tested playing against the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are trying to figure their own stuff out. Our division is like, have more, sir. We're not asking them for something. They're giving us. Wow. Okay.
Sorry.
Just him. Well then,
I was so unexpected.
I didn't even mean to do that.
No
the
battle
mouse
testing,
slip, bro. The mouse slip. I promise you, the mouse slip.
No battle testing. We'll just have Reed's T there.
There you go.
There's no segue. Just Reed's T
right here, man.
Because it's one part to be refreshing, one part delicious. 2 parts. Don't ever do that again. That's 4 parts when you expect when you have 4 ingredients.
Bro, finish your point, bro.
I don't even know what I'm saying now.
No, Reed's tea.
I don't drink tea, but let me tell you, it's a good drink there. What are you doing? Head over to Reed's, get yourself a case individual. Why would you do that? Get yourself a case. You won't be disappointed.
Bro, we still talking football. We got 5 minutes left.
See yourself to the door. You flubbed it. Reed's Tea. Click the link in the description below. Use code PPP and let them know who sent you. So, like I said, battle tested.
You gotta say it twice, though, Keith.
No, you got it out the way already.
Battle tested. That's what I was gonna say.
Oh my god. I apologize.
Yo, wrap it up, B. Wrap it up.
Oh man. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. And the look on his face. He was like, "What the? Oh, okay. I get the point. I'm going long. My bad. Watch this."
One part refreshing, and then he started going.
You want a close? I'll give you a damn close. I'll give you the best close of your damn life. Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, I'm crying.
Okay, all right. So you did the read. We got to get you to work on time, though. Seriously, we got 4 minutes. So, all right, that's much. All right.
Said the Reed's Tea, so we good.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Spence says, "What a professional production, boy! You trying, man? Like, if that's all you here for is the troll, what are we doing?"
Premature musication. Yep.
Yeah. Whoops. Can we try again in an hour? Anyway, look, thank you so much for everybody that tuned in. Hopefully you've been entertained for the last 2 hours. all 1,075 of you. Thank you for the like and the heart on Facebook. We appreciate every single one of y'all for tuning in. If you like what you've seen and heard and you want to see more, you could always go to our Facebook, not our Facebook page. You can go to our YouTube channel, okay? The link for that is in the description of this video. All you got to do is go into whatever platform you're on. There should be a description there with all of our links to all of our social media pages. You can direct message us. If you want to become part of our membership program, our inner circle, we have a Discord chat going. We got a lot of really good content coming out this season. The Coach D's Corner film review sessions are now going to be part of the membership program. It's only $1.99 a month. That's not bad at all for everything that you're going to get with that. You also have the opportunity to enter into the fantasy football league that we have. Right now we got 10 teams. I got 12 spots open if anybody's interested in jumping into that. You can click one of the links on our description of this video of our social media. You can direct message, however you want to do that. Get in contact with us. Let us know you want in, and we will send you the link for that. It is a free league. It's a free league. We just want to have fun. We just want to connect with you guys and let you be a part of this thing that we got going on here, this community that we're building. So with that being said, our producer, my oldest son, Junie, has his own basketball podcast. College basketball, WNBA, everything you would think of when it comes to basketball.
Yeah,
this may be covering playground basketball from time to time.
We're doing college basketball and basketball next year. And then me, Key, are going to hop on the WNBA podcast.
Oh, snap. Okay. So the channel you got to look for on YouTube is Basketball Truth and Knowledge. Basketball Truth and Knowledge. He also got a gaming channel. He's starting to populate on YouTube. He's been doing a lot of work on Twitch and TikTok. So if you want to check his channel out there, what's your channel on? What's your name on TikTok?
Babyface_assassin4, and I will be going live on TikTok so you guys can see we play different games.
Yep, and all the content that he does gets posted to YouTube, so you can always just go and check out his YouTube channel. For those of you who love just being on YouTube. You can follow him there on his YouTube channel. He streams every single day for those of you that like watching gamers. Other than that, you got anything, bro?
We will not be here Friday.
Yes, we will not be here Friday. So Junie is celebrating he's having an early birthday celebration. He turns 22 next week, Wednesday the 13th. So congratulations.
Thank you.
22. What was that? 22.
There it is.
Nobody cares.
I know, it was a little late.
You want to make it to 22?
Dang. All right.
I'm already here. I'm alive.
All right. Thank you everybody much. Thank you everybody very much for sticking with us and watching. Even those of you that are still with us in this close. Yeah, I know. This has been the Post Podium Podcast, home of the All Truth No Sodium takes. I have been your co-host Aramis.
40 keys.
No. Do it.
I can't do it. I was holding it the whole time like this.
You had it.
I
did have it. Oh my God. No.
Next time.
You gotta do what I did, bro.
I did have it.
Makes it so easy.
I know he like. I did have it.
His fingers just go to the right place.
Yeah.
Right.
Bless me, Hybrid 22.
Deuce. We out.
All right, y'all. Y'all have a great night. Peace.